Hello everybody and welcome to Evermizer Weekly Seed number 39. The year 2024, we got a matchup today between Black Sliver and Solar Cell. While everything is getting started here, let's check out the settings. Well, actually, hold up. let's let the opening sequence play through and see if anything gets picked up that is interesting. And then once we get to the cutscene with the raptors and spawning in at the, I want to say hotel, the inn, the hut, the Sleepy Time Revive Hut, I think is the technical term that they talk about in the instruction manual. Sliver's got to be a little careful here. Has taken a bit too many hits from these flowers. Now he's fine. Okay, nothing interesting in the opening area. Sliver does not get the skip. I guess just didn't want to do the skip, or possibly got too close with the boy. So, but the boy should only take one hit here. So it should be pretty even. Oh, well, the dog takes that. Okay, so the boy goes down and Solar takes the hit. So both of them are about the same time going through this opening sequence. Okay, let's see what our settings are while all of this stuff is going on. The difficulty is normal. We have short boss rush at the end. Everything is accessible. The energy core is shuffled somewhere into the game. Boss checks and gourd checks are pooled together. Alchemy checks and sniff checks are random. Okay, nothing yet. Mixed pool strategy is bosses, so I think that means that stuff that would be in the gourds. I'm trying to remember what that is. The mixed pool strategy. There's so much about like the settings in this game that I'm just like, what? Still, I actually need to ask for some clarifications after doing however many of these commentaries. I should go, you know, what exactly does this mean? Mixed pool strategy says bosses, so I assume that means that stuff is more heavily weighted towards boss checks for everything that is pulled together. Sniff ingredients, alchemy formulas, call bead spells, all vanilla. Interesting. And then no allowed glitches, also interesting. No cheating. Play it straight. Be cool. Experience, 219%. Gold, 234%. Nothing interesting found in these opening gourds. Solar getting the skip into Elizabeth's hut and walking in casually from the top of the screen. So vanilla sniff locations, vanilla alchemy, vanilla call bead spells. And no glitches allowed. So finding these call beads early on. Oh, explosion, which will be, once again, vanilla. So ethanol and ash. But since the gourds are randomized, you know, or at least the ingredients that they're finding. I don't know if they found any ethanol yet, but ash, very easy to find early game. So Sliver has done all of the gourds now and is going to walk in and do the... walk in the front door, like a civilized gentleman, instead of teleporting in from the heavens, like Solar did. And as going through the conversation now with Fire Eyes, gonna get explosion formula as well. Solar now in the wastelands, the pre-waste, I guess the frontier lands, with the skeleton snails, and seeing that gold is plentiful. Or I say gold because I also, you know, talk about the Secret Mana randomizer. I also do commentary for that, and there it's GP, and I have it written in my notes here as GP, talons, whatever, money, currency, moolah, dinero. There's plenty of it, 234%. So, you know, don't really need to kill too many of those skeleton snails to purchase something at the salesman here. So Sliver's just now getting out of the village and getting into the wastes, and needs to do a little bit of leveling up along the way and getting some money. So Solar's now sprinting south towards the Bugmuck, and Sliver's just now getting to the edge of the wastelands. Solar now talking to the Hardball Alchemist. Let's see what this guy drops. Miracle Cure. Meh. I mean, it's... Once again, you need vinegar for that. Which I think they're... That maybe Strongheart sells? I don't remember. Because he's the one that normally gives it to you, right? I forget where you get Miracle Cure. It's either that or the guy off to the side, to the west of the village that spawns after beating Thrax. So Sliver taking a little bit more time here to level up against the Skelisnails. And Solar now zipping through. And is already in the back of the bug. And Sliver just now getting to the sinkhole fields to get his Jaguar ring. Solar has another gourd to check here. And is on his way into the fight with Thrax. Sliver just now getting his Jaguar ring, so big time difference here between these two openings. That being said, Sliver did get a couple more levels that Solar did not. Spend a little bit more time fighting Skelisnails. So Solar has a few casts of Explosion. Let's see what this is going to do. Wow, half? Okay, so that's half of his health out the gate. Not too shabby. Does have a couple of call beads as well, but I think he's just going to save those since he did so much damage with the Explosion multicasts. Did he have more? I couldn't tell if that was lit up or not. And now he's dealing damage with the boy and swapping back to the dog so that the dog takes the scream damage. And Thrax goes down. Sliver just now getting to the bug muck to talk to the Hardball Alchemist and get Miracle Cure. And no money. All right, Gladiator Sword is our cutting weapon that we have to get through bushes, as well as let Strongheart out of his cocoon. So Sliver just now getting to the big bug as Solar is exiting the back of it. All right, and Solar is now speaking with the Acid Rain Alchemist here on the riverbanks. Sliver now in the back of the big bug. Corrosion, who cares? Corrosion, not a big important anything. Solar gonna go ahead and let up on Ash. And gets a shell hat. Totally not gonna put that on. Some healing items found in those pots, or gourds. Solar's on his way back to the village now. And Sliver is just now starting his fight with Thrax. So we'll see. Probably will use the same tactics. Drop a bunch of, as many explosion spells as he can muster. Solar headed south first to go talk to Strongheart. Now, back safe at home in his hut. So 3 casts of Explosion. Good damage there. He's got one... Oh, so didn't have as much available. Solar learning Drain. And going ahead and making a save. And then, yeah, Sliver using Call Bead spells to take down Thrax. So a faster Thrax fight than Solar had, because Solar decided to save his call beads and instead attack physically. Oh no, it's a giant maggot. Get it out of the way. There's his gladiator sword. It's coming in, it's attacking. Alright, Solar's gonna go talk to this alchemist over here. And learns heal. Call bead and a biscuit picked up. Sliver's now out of the back of the big bug. And Solar is on his way to the Windwalker. So it leads me to believe, since Solar's skipping a bunch of gourds, that, this is my guess, I may be completely wrong, I'm sure that somebody will, you know, in the comments will be like, this is what it means, you idiot. You should know what you're talking about before you start doing commentary. It's like, I know. When it says the mixed pool strategy is bosses, I assume that anything that would be inside of anything else in the pooled checks would be on a boss. So anything that normally would be an important key item that would be in a gourd instead gets shifted to a boss. So it more heavily weights the boss checks. And so the gourds, that's why Sliver's picking everything up just to pick everything up. You know, why not? Solar is skipping some of the gourds that are not in his direct path, because I assume, because the mixed pool strategy says bosses, he knows that it's not going to have a key item that he's going to be skipping. It's just going to be money or items or alchemy ingredients. So he's not as concerned about that. So, I'm guessing. Alright, our Atlas alchemist has what? Stop! Alright, Solar's gonna exchange his money, pick up a full stack of wings. Wings. My wife and I have been having wings this week. You don't get them as crispy in the oven, but it's not as much of a mess to deal with than deep frying them at home. Also, cooking chicken in the oven takes forever. Cooking wings takes like 40 minutes. Whatever, it's passive. You throw it in the oven, you leave it. You can go about your day and do other things, but like, mind-blowing that it takes that long to do that. Anyway, complete non sequitur. Flash, an attack spell. Solar's not even gonna bother turning that one on and is out of the market. Sliver now running south to Strongheart's hut. And we'll be picking up Drain. Solar getting the rock skip to go south in the desert. Just a second. Wait for it. Wait for it. Bah! There it is. And that's not one of the glitches. That's just like a, you know, when they talk about allowed glitches in the randomizer, as far as actual glitches, and talk about doing things like sequence breaking, that is different than a skip like that. Sliver actually talking to Strongheart to pick up the... Oh, Sliver taking a big long look there and going, okay, what do I have access to? Right, Vinegar is being sold here, so he could actually possibly cast Drain? I don't know. But Sliver picking up the dog collar, and we'll have to wait and see if he actually puts that on. He made a point to talk to Strongheart as the dog to get the free leather collar. I don't know. All right, Solar is now through this cutscene and gets call up. There it is. All right. Dog, no more naked dog running around. All right, Solar's taking his time now. I guess it's just like picking up stuff along the way. He knows that at some point he's going to speak to an alchemist and have a chance to look at all of his spells instead of like thinking about each thing individually. Just wait to pick up several formulas and then go, okay, what do I have? What do I want to equip? Makes sense. So Solar is going to level up Flash and also pick up some money here from this monk. Sliver coming back right now to talk to Fire Eyes to get the call beads. Solar spending a little bit more time leveling up Flash and also getting money from the Mad Monk. And this is one thing that Solar skipped. He'll probably, maybe when he comes back to Act 1 for something else, he can come here and get some call beads from Elizabeth. And now Solar walking up. He keeps going back and forth. That's fine. I guess he's just trying to make sure he has plenty of money. Especially, these guys drop 75 joules usually, so with 234%, that's what? Gonna be like 160 joules per drop or something like that? Plenty of money for buying ingredients later on. It's interesting, Solar's doing a lot of farming here. I wonder why he's specifically farming here, because there's of course, the front steps of the halls, the Hall of Calatia, or however it's said, that have like 6 monks that spawn there. I guess it's just so he can buy something specifically from Blimp. All right, Black Sliver up and away. Comes to Act 3 first. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Since Blimp sells oil and wax, he's all in on Flash, so he's gonna keep leveling that up. Makes sense. All right, and Solar's about to go speak to the beekeeper. Oh no, he's just gonna do the skip. He's just gonna do the rock skip back up. Sliver now fighting through the mini-boss fight here against the enemies that pop out of the panes of glass. Ah, okay, never mind. Solar is waiting for... What? What? He's trying to gather a bunch of people together to throw Flash, but he's got to be careful. He's taking some damage. I mean, these things hit hard. If you don't have any... Oh, they won't hit as hard once you have Defend. But you can also heal up but just by walking into an oasis. All right, Sliver is going further into the Ebon Keep area, picks up some more call beads from Camilla. And Solar is now leaving Act 2. Let's see where he decides to go. Yeah, he just wanted to load up on Flash. Okay, wax. And we got... what here? Sting. Okay. Water and vinegar. Solar now coming to Act 3. And inside of the furnace, we have... hardball. More clay. Solar now picking up his hardball and sting as well. So, Tinker sells ethanol, which you need ethanol and ash. That makes sense. I think you find the explosion formula here. That he sells the things that you need for explosion. So ethanol and ash. Yeah. It's kind of an expensive spell, but does good damage. So... Alright, Solar now starting his fight against the enemies from the stained glass. Sliver on his way to Neris now, probably, to do that 50-50. Alright, here goes. Nope, alright. Come back later. Try again. Alright, Solar uses his vast array of flashes to take down the dancing fools there at the end. Picks up the call beads from Camilla. And Sliver, I guess, waiting for multiple enemies on the screen before he starts throwing an explosion. He's trying to group them all up. Solar on his way down the stairs now. Oh, he does have... right, he does have Plague. Alright, Solar now talking to Neris. Let's see if he gets the 50-50. Nope! And we're left in suspense. What could it be? It could be anything. Alright, Solar not taking time to... not wasting any time, just throwing out a bunch of flashes. Not dealing a lot of damage. Pretty weak spell, you know, very early game spell. That sword not slapping very hard either. I think it only has an attack power of like 20, and then also, you know, our runners right now are like level 8, so not a lot of physical. Oh, yeah. Not a lot of physical stats going on. Sliver, I think, just threw down a bunch of plagues and is just waiting it out. That was interesting. Solar ran through with the Everpup and hit both buttons very quickly. And 2 raptors came out of the same entrance. Alright, so here comes the guard bot, which is going to be rough. Oh, he's just going to cast Plague on it as well. Alright, and let them... Now you just wait. Sliver waiting for... he gets the message that he and the dog are leveling up. After these enemies get killed. So what is the game plan here? You're just going to do... Yep. And, so yeah, now it's just the waiting game. We're just waiting for everything to tick down. Solar sending out an earthquake. And is through with everything in the dungeon and is out into the town of Ebon Keep. Skipping all of these gourds and running straight to get his bazooka and possibly some armor as well. Alright, Sliver gets the update that he is leveled up, knowing the guard bot is dead. And is now in the town as well. And he will be checking all the gourds, just to pick everything up. There is the bazooka pickup for Solar. So yeah, Sliver is picking up all the freebies, while Solar's just going, these aren't important. You know, this is not going to get me any key items, so I'm just going to skip them. Gonna go run upstairs and talk to Lance real quick. And see what his drop is. One up. Sliver now about to pick up his bazooka. 3 parts ethanol. Hey, it's another, like, free explosion cast, basically. Solar's gonna go talk to the old woman in the back of the house here. Gets a big nothing. Sliver buying a dog collar and also getting a free bazooka. I did not see what Solar picked up there, so we will watch it on Sliver's side. I was marking marking the tracker, so missed out. But it didn't seem that Solar was too terribly thrilled with whatever it was. It didn't seem to give him any pause. And now for his fight with Verminator. Sliver taking this time to put on a hat and head on out the door. Alright, yeah, plenty of casts of explosions coming in. So here comes an octo cast real quick. How much is this going to do? Not enough. Still targetable, so he's throwing another 8 out. Oh wow, that only did 1,000 damage. Not gonna cut it. There it is. Okay, Verminator down. Verminator's a pretty hardy boss. Also, 2,300 gold picked up. And what is our drop here? Some water. Neat. Thanks, Verminator. You're the best. Solar headed back out to the town. Sliver taking a little bit of time to reload up on ethanol. Oh, so now... Oh, Solar's come back to speak with Lance? Yeah, he's going to do the same thing. Load up on ethanol and ash. from his spoils of war. All right, all eyes on Sliver's screen. What did this lady have? What was this spell? Double Drain. Okay, yeah, not terribly exciting. Solar's making his way back to the castle now and is going to... Let's see if he will leave Act 3 or if he's going to go... Has the timer changed? Can he talk to Neris again? Yeah, he's going to try talking to Neris. Fireball. Good pickup. That's better than Flash. Not going to equip it, though. Doesn't really have Brimstone available. Has plenty of Ash. Also, that Ash is better used, I guess, for Explosion. I don't know. All right, and Solar's now going into the sewers and is going to be, yeah, he's going to be headed out backwards through the forest. Sliver making a save, I guess, before he goes fight Verminator, because just kind of low level, doesn't have a whole lot of firepower. Things could go wrong quickly if he gets a cast. If Verminator gets a cast or two off, he's low enough health and just defense in general that he could get killed in this fight if he doesn't do things efficiently. So, you know, safety save. Why not? Oh, and a pixie dust. All sorts of safeties being laid out. And Solar is through the sewers. Oh, accidentally runs back in. I don't think that was on purpose. Yep, oops. All right, here, Sliver is slinging explosions. Solar now getting into the fight with the Drake outside of Ebon Keep. And down he goes very quickly. A bunch of multicast and picks up just so. I mean, this boss just dropped so much money. 4,600 gold. Wow, you are set up. And oh, oh boy, the bronze axe. Okay, well, once you run backwards through the forest and jump down the well, and you'll be in Horus's camp. It'd be nice to have that bronze axe. All right, Solar fighting the bad boys on the bridge halfway through the forest. Sliver gets his well-fought-for water. One water, please. And is headed back to Lance to reload on ethanol and ash for more explosions. Boom! Solar, just throw another spell. Yeah, I know he's trying. He dealt... I forget how much health these guys have. They have like 800, and he did 700 damage to one of them. So it's like, oh, just fight him in hand-to-hand combat, and wasn't landing hits, and then got slapped real hard. So yeah, just throw a couple, throw another explosion down. Oh, Sliver's coming back for defense for some armor. Interesting. All right, the boys go down for Solar. Sliver suits up. What do we have here with the boys? It's a laser lance, an upgrade. All right, and our first lance. So that means faster running, just due to the animation of the way the boy runs with the lance, as well as being able to get into the halls. So that's great that these two things were found back to back. The bronze axe, which will allow access and completion of the pyramid, and then the laser lance, which will allow them to fight the Megatar in the Hall of Colossia. So, good finds back to back. Sliver reloads up on ingredients and is now headed back to the castle. And Solar is climbing the steps up and is about to start his fight with the Foot Knight on the chessboard. So this is always an interesting fight because the Foot Knight has pretty high magic defense. And so running in here, yeah, so that was that an 8 cast of explosion and only did 700 damage? Another 700 damage. So, yeah, using up a lot of resources here to get through this boss just because he has such a high magic defense. This is one that you normally fight. I mean, you come here in the game, you know, you can still throw down a bunch of fireballs or whatever. Or you physically fight him. Another thing is being able to fight this boss with a bazooka. So Sliver, interestingly, did not go through the sewers to go through the... Oh, Solar's taking some damage from these bone buzzards here in the maze. Didn't go back out towards the forest, and so is going to be missing that bronze axe drop as well as the laser lance. Alright, coming to... This is Sliver's first time here in Act 2. Solar was here earlier. Solar's now made it to Ivor Tower. And Sliver's going to be picking up a bunch of checks, a bunch of alchemy checks here in Act 2. Yeah, Solar just skipping all of the gourds, doesn't care. And is beelining for the well outside of the front of Ivor Tower in order to get back to Horus's camp. Sliver picking up stop from the strong alchemist. The alchemist of muscles. I guess that's it, yeah. I guess he's going to fly south. In order to go talk to Blimp and get that cutscene instead of running through the desert. No, leaving and going to Act 1. Okay. Coming back to Fire Eyes Village area. Solar's now out in the fields. And yeah, is going through the well. Oh no, Sliver, yeah, has landed back at the village. Interesting. Solar picking up some call beads and learning Lance. Probably won't equip that. So yeah, Sliver is just going to run north and do the Mammoth Graveyard kind of the vanilla way. And Solar is first going to check this alchemist, maybe? Where's he headed? I don't know. Who knows the mind of Solar? I certainly don't. Oh, he's going to check some of these gourds for reasons. Oh, he's just going to exchange them. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Nothing. Picks up a big old nothing out of that pot. Oh, exchanges money here. I guess that's the closest shopkeeper. Yeah, maybe you can't do it at people who sell alchemical ingredients, or at least that guy in the alchemist in Horus's camp, whatever the guy's name is, Madronis, something like that. There's the wheel found at the Viper Commander. God, I do that all the time. Commander fight number 1. Solar learning Energize, great find there. From the Drain Alchemist in the caves. And can also load up on more ethanol. So we have our first key item found. Sliver will also be picking up Escape from this alchemist. Wax and vinegar needed for that, and is headed, continuing north. It's going to deal with the alchemist on top of the volcano, as well as the mini-boss fight at the raptors in the cave. Alright, Solar may be headed back to Nobilia right now to fight Vigor. And here comes Sliver's fight with the raptors. And they get exploded One more cast. One more multicast. Yeah, Solar's come back to fight Vigor. All right, let's see what we got here at the Raptors in the Cave. Okay. 2 key items found back-to-back in Act 1. Wow. And yeah, Sliver is not even going to bother with the Alchemist. And I guess hope that that guy doesn't have Levitate? I don't know. I guess could find Levitate along the way. Just like that is a single out-of-the-way check. So instead is coming to the swamp to go fight Salabog. And skipping all of the Gourds and instead is just going right for the one linchpin Frippo to make the bridge to the boss. Solar's going to have a nice sit down and think about his life before being obliterated by Vigor. But he's also he's got 7 Gourds, I think, in this waiting cell. 8. Wow, 3 vinegar, 3 dry ice. That may be useful. Nectar, 2 more call beads. Okay, 2 call beads. Sliver with the first wave of explosion casts, dealing 1,300 damage to Salabog, so about half, a little more than half of his health done. A few more casts here. I think Salabog has 2,000 health, something like that. This may be a little overkill, but better safe than sorry. That should take him down. Boom. Salabog goes down, and Sliver will be rewarded with something. Saving Blimp in just a second. Solar going through the opening cinematic for the Colosseum fight. Some loser with a stick. Boo! Boo that loser. Alright, so check this out. I'm gonna cast Explosion like 1,000 times and obliterate you. Oh, Vanilla Mud Pepper. Interesting. Okay. Neat, thanks. Wow, yeah. So, Vigor also has very high magic defense. But you can explode a man enough times that he just kind of gives up. Sliver, low on wings, need to go buy some more soon. Solar finishes his fight with Vigor, and Sliver is out of here. He's done with Act 1. For now. Oh boy, a spider's claw. For me, you shouldn't have. Sliver is headed, okay, to the south of the, thinking about it, south of the Desert of Doom. Back to Act 2. And he's got to fling himself into the pit. Or just walk in the door and talk to Blimp. Either way. There it is. Okay. So Sliver has a cutscene that he has to deal with. Solar's getting the rock skip back south through the desert. And let's see where he decides to go. I guess, the next thing to do is go and do the pyramid and the halls. Ah, okay, right. There's also a drop here after Vigor. Normally, he gives you Revive there. But instead, Solar picking up Super Heal. Sliver going ahead and equipping Call Up. I know that he's found 3 pieces of dry ice. If he stumbles across some meteorites, could go ahead and use that just to make some more call beads. Oh, big hit. Solar takes a quarter of his health from that spider and also gets poisoned. That's a rough day. All right, Solar headed north first to fight the Megatar. And then we'll see if he decides to stick around and go ahead and go through the entire hall in order to fight the Mad Monk and get that drop, or probably will bail after fighting the Megatar and go through the pyramid. All right. Blink and you'll miss it. Here comes the Megatar out of the fire. Boom, done. Didn't even show up. Didn't even show up. 7,000 jewels. Dag, yo. All right, what is our drop here at this boss? The Atom Smasher. All right. I believe the Atom Smasher works like the Night Basher in that it allows you to cut through rocks and barriers and stuff like that. All right, yeah, Solar is sticking around and is going to go ahead and fight through all the quadrants of the hall in order to get to the Mad Monk. Makes sense. I mean, you're already here. Like, it's a long check. It's one of those where it's like, you could go somewhere else and do checks, like, more quickly, but you're already here, and instead of having to double back later, you might as well full clear it, you know? Oh my gosh, these dancing fools are spelling trouble for him. All right. 1 quadrant down, now to fight the Minotaur. Just gonna take a couple of explosion hits and probably go down. Oh, 1 more. There it is. All right. 2 quadrants down. Sliver, where are you headed? Back south of the desert. And Sliver, since he doesn't have the Bronze Axe, is not going to be able to pick up this Energize spell from the Drain Alchemist there in the cave. All right, Solar's headed into quadrant number 4. So we'll be wrapping up everything here in just a second. All right, Sliver dropping down in order to get to the camp here and pick up the call beads from Horus, as well as getting access to his spells and learning Lance. All right, here comes the fight with the Mad Monk. This should be pretty quick. And there is our first diamond eye found. And Sliver, coming south to the pyramid first, is not going to be able to do everything here. Solar going ahead and going back to talk to the alchemist in the walls. All right, and Sliver is into the top of the pyramid. Has a lot of checks. Picking up Acid Rain from the Alchemist here. Sliver despawning, damage dodging, and despawning the Bone Buzzard by switching back to the dog. It's slow going, but it's safe. Does it despawn those guys too? Wow. All right. Interesting. Quick moves. Don't have to fight them. You don't have to deal with taking damage, so. Solar has 24,000 jewels. There's a bronze helmet. These cats are in the way. Sliver says, that's enough. Like, not going to spend too much time struggling to try and get these gourds, which he knows will not have any key items in it. And he's about to fight the mini-boss here, the Sons of Anhur. Solar headed south towards the pyramid himself, but he has the bronze axe. Oh, Sliver's at a different location. Came up for this one pot here. Oh, he's not hit right. He's not there. Oh my gosh, big damage! Panic! Panic, Sliver! Solar doing the same thing, switching back and forth between the dog and the boy, accidentally hitting a switch and wasting some time there. An amulet of annihilation, a mammoth guard, some gunpowder picked up by Sliver. Alright, Solar is now in the lower area, and Sliver is still checking Gourds here. Alright, now there's the mini-boss fight. And Solar instead runs in through the back door, so we'll be seeing this mini-boss fight simultaneously. Both of them probably doing the same thing, just throwing down some explosions. The bronze spear. Unnecessary. However, this is going to be a very good check for Sliver to get, since he did not have a spear that allows him to go and full clear the halls. Which, the Minotaur the Megatar didn't have anything on him, but that will push him to wanting to do that entire thing now. Which will push him towards his first Diamond Eye with the Mad Monk. So that's actually a great find for Sliver. For Solar, means nothing. He's already done the halls. He already had a spear. It's a wasted check. But for Sliver, that is a godsend, because it pushes him to. I mean, he may have come up here anyway, since he's in this part of the game. Oh, appropriate boss music starting up in the playlist in time for Solar to start his fight against Rimsala. Boom, down he goes, and let's see what our check is here. What is our reward? Sliver's starting his fight with the Megatar. This will go quickly. What do we got? Another sword. Okay. So Sliver takes down the Megatar, is going to get a ton of money. And then, hopefully, we'll decide to stick around. I don't see why not, and go through the hall itself. Oh, right, picks up the Atom Smasher. He doesn't have an axe yet, so that's actually great for him to find as well. Oh, Sliver's leaving. What? What's happening? What's going on? What is his game plan? Solar coming back to buy some more ethanol. Oh, Sliver picking up this alchemy formula. I mean, there are 3 diamond eyes in the pool, but there was one right there. I wonder if Sliver will decide to double back real quick. Sliver looking through all of the spells, but should know from the settings that the call bead spells are vanilla. I don't know, maybe he's just like thinking through stuff. 27,000 jewels in Solar's coffers. Can load up on whatever he wants right now. And Blimp sells a lot of stuff. All right, what is our next step, everybody? Solar is leaving Act 2. Sliver coming here and is going to get energized from this alchemist. So that's a good pickup. And Solar's now headed to Act 1. This will push him towards the wheel and the energy core, so that's good. And decides to go fight Salabog first, which will give him just a Mud Pepper. That's all that's there. But this will be a quick fight for him, especially since he's not going to be checking all of the Gourds here. He's just going to be gunning straight for the boss. So this will be a relatively quick check, and then he can use wings to backtrack. Oh, he is checking all the Gourds. What is it? Did he just oops? Was he just like, oh, right, I don't need the Gourds. Well, I'm here now. Let me kill this Frippo. Weird. Yeah, I think he just was on autopilot and doing the swamp the normal way. Yeah, okay, now he's going. Yeah. Sliver's dog getting plagued. Gonna go shop from Blimp, probably. Or no, I guess Sliver may be headed north to go fight Vigor. Yeah. That looks like the next step for him. Or he's setting up invincibility? Trying to get poisoned? Oh, that's what he was looking through. He was trying to remember what all the... yeah, that's what it is. He's trying to set up invincibility for the boy. Alright, Solar takes down Salabog very quickly. In the time that I was looking over at Sliver and trying to figure out what was going on, that fight happened. This is gone. So he won't be getting anything spectacular here, just a Mud Pepper, which he already bought a bunch from Future Blimp, so... Vanilla Mud Pepper! Yay. Oh yeah, Sliver threw down a bunch of, status effects. I think he was just trying to set up invincibility or something. Alright, yeah, coming to fight Vigor. Solar winging it out of the swamp. And let's see if he'll go north first. Yep, to the Raptor Cave. So this should be the energy core, I believe? Yes, there's the energy core for Solar. And if he goes south and fights the first Viper Commander, he should get the wheel. Solar is going to go to the top of the volcano to talk to this alchemist, just in case Levitate. I mean, the Mud Pepper from Blimp was vanilla. Levitate could also be vanilla. Don't know. Although I wonder if in the... So Levitate is an alchemy formula, but is also considered a key item because it unlocks stuff, and I wonder how that's coded in the randomizer. If it's coded as a key item or if it's coded as an alchemy spell. So when it comes to, the pool, things being pooled and weighted at certain checks over others, if it's more likely that it would be on a boss because it is an important alchemy spell, or if it's just going to be somewhere because it is an alchemy spell and not necessarily a key item. Anyway, nonetheless, not vanilla check. Not at the alchemist on the top of the volcano. Sliver now coming to the Colosseum to fight Vigor, and will be rewarded with, I think this is the Spider Claw. Solar now coming south into the Mammoth Graveyard, and we'll be picking up the wheel here after this fight with the Vipers and the Commander. All right, and down goes the Commander, super fast. Did you get the wheel? Did I miss that? The words at the bottom of the screen? This is what the wheel is. Yeah, he has it marked on his tracker. So, all right, Sliver using his one shot to hit Vigor with the bazooka, and instead, let's see what he's gonna do. He's just gonna, multicast a bunch of explosions. Oh, and try and line things up to hit him with the Atom Smasher. I gotcha. So knock him back, hit him with the Atom Smasher. Okay, decent strategy. Solar headed south towards the Fire Eyes village. Vigor goes down, and Solar is going to get some more call beads, I guess, here. And this will be a Spider Claw for Sliver, if I remember correctly. Ta-da! So Solar gets a restock on call beads. Let's see what bosses have we not seen yet. We haven't seen whatever the Thrax number 2. I can never think of what it actually is called. I always want to call it like Cleopatra or something like that. It's like Coleoptera or something like that. Haven't seen that yet. Of course, have not seen Viper Commander 2 or Magmar since they're blocked behind getting the Levitate spell. Oh, Solar's on his... That's what Solar's doing right now, going to Coleoptera. We still have Aquagoth. Well, we need 2... Diamond Eyes in order to fight Aegis and then get to Aquagoth. So that's way on down the list. Also do not have the Night Basher yet. So can't do the Sterling fight or the Mongola fight. What else have we not seen? I'm rolling through all the bosses in my head. And I guess Tiny's hideout is considered a boss fight as well. Even though you don't actually, like, fight anybody. And maybe about it. Yeah, we're kind of running out of stuff. So we either need to have a second Diamond Eye pop up soon to trigger opening up a bunch of other boss fights, or I don't know. Or we need to see Levitate soon. And Sliver's kind of taking stock of the same thing. He need, coming back to Act 3, he has much more to do here. All right, Coleoptera goes down for Solar. Just threw out a bunch of explosions. Now let's see what our reward here is in the second cocoon. There's a second Diamond Eye. All right, so yeah. So Mad Monk had one. Coloptera has a second. There's a third somewhere else out there. Sliver coming all the way back here. Oh, wait, let's talk to Neris first. Oh, no, he's not talking to Neris. Neris already gave up his stuff. They both got it from him. I think it was Fireball. At the 1 hour mark now. And Sliver is on his way. Right, the Atom Smasher is so useless. It just is. It doesn't cut through anything. It just does damage. I don't think it breaks any rocks or any barriers or anything like that. It's just, like, such a waste in the randomizer. Really in the game itself. Although a lot of, a lot of the fourth act was scrapped or cut during the production of the game. So that's why you find the, whatever it is, Neutron Blade, the Atom Smasher, and the Laser Lance, like, back to back to back. Because it's just like, we gotta, we have a fourth act, we have a fourth series of weapons to give to you. And it's like, well, at that point, you're already buying bazooka ammo, so. And there's nothing really to use it for, like, any type of puzzles or anything like that, so. But yeah, Atom Smasher should be recoded to break something, to be useful. I don't know. It just is kind of just such a nothing weapon. All right, Sliver fighting the Timber Drake is going to blow him up real good and get some fat stacks of gold, as well as the bronze axe. Let me go ahead and mark that. Boop. 4,600 gold. Solar starting his fight against Aegis right now. Throws out a bunch of explosions and gets 3,000 damage. So Sliver picking up that bronze axe. And is going, well, cool. I've already been halfway through the pyramid. Now I get to get pushed back there and do a bunch of other checks. There are a bunch of other rocks to cut down. All right, Solar is done with his Aegis fight, which is going to open up the Aquagoth fight. Still have not found Levitate. But maybe we don't need Levitate. Maybe, Aquagoth will have the gauge. Or something like that. Alright. The boys on the bridge go down for Sliver, and he will be rewarded with the Laser Lance. Solar watches Tiny yeet that core. No, wait, I need that. That's important. Oh, wait, I have a second one right here in my pocket. And Sliver is out of... Whew, good thing he has Escape equipped and viable. Like, has the stuff to cast it, because I think he was out of wings. Vanilla Staff of Life. I don't know why that hasn't been changed yet in the randomizer too. Maybe that's a more difficult thing to swap out because it's a unique item and not an alchemy ingredient or an alchemy spell or a key item or anything like that, it's one of those weird ones. Solar picking up Lightning Storm from Horus. And Sliver's on his way to the 1-up Alchemist. Yeah, I think both of them are now going, okay, we're going to need Levitate. We gotta go. We actually have to talk to these alchemists here. We can't just hit bosses. We gotta talk to people. We can't just be murder hobos. All right, all the way back here in the... Oh, what a gross location! Well, that's... Okay, this is a good thing for Sliver, because he's behind on checks. Oh my god, that sucks. Okay, so the 1-up Alchemist deep in the woods has Levitate. If Levitate leads to the gauge, then this means that Sliver has a chance to bring this back. He still has 2 other call beads to get. I don't see Solar going there for quite some time. He's probably going to go, oh, I didn't talk to the alchemist on top of the volcano, and double back to Act 1, because that's a quicker thing to do. He's going to be thinking about, like, okay, time, you know, how quick is it just to get a check done? Whew, man. Okay. That's a horrible location. Solar picking up force field from the double drain alchemist. A nice thing to find, but not fantastic. Not what he needs. Sliver just deciding to commit to... Oh no, he's trying to chase him down. Wait, get back here, sir! Yeah, this is going to be a long fight for Sliver, dealing with, just doing the laser lance. Oh my god. That's also funny. That location is garbage. But for the purposes of how even our runners are right now, that's pretty funny. Oh, wait, Sliver throwing down Plague and all sorts of stuff, just trying to deal with his Foot Knight. He doesn't want to use up I guess, much of his explosion spells, but at the same time, like, what are you saving him for? Like, you can just go buy more. I don't know. And now Solar is, yeah, on his way to fight Aquagoth. That could be it. That could be the gauge, and that's everything. All right, Sliver and his, well, he had him pinned in the corner, yeah. No, the dog is not carrying. He's not zoning very well. They're trying to keep him in the corner in this Foot Knight. Oh my gosh, this fight is going on a minute. Dog, you gotta commit. You gotta help out a little bit here. Sliver's just chasing this dude down. It's horrible. He's having a bad time fighting this dude. It's such a long fight. Just use a bunch of explosions. Just like cast a bunch of spells. I know that he has a very high magic defense. Just do it. This is so much time. Solar has dropped down into the center of the earth itself. All right, finally, he's getting Lance. The spell, not a Lance, but getting Lance. Or is it the Lance? Oh, it's the Lance itself. I thought he picked up Lance. I didn't mark this for either of them. I was checking their actual VODs, and yeah. Should really say picked up the Lance versus Lance the spell. It's very confusing. All right, Sliver is now finally getting to Ivor Tower. Solar fighting the Aquagoth. Takes him down. Let's see what we get here. $5,000 jewels, that's standard. That's what you normally get. And... oh, no. Well, we don't know where the wheel is, or the gauge is. Solar could be looking at that and going like, well, neat. Where he is, though, getting the Night Basher sucks because, yeah, he's in Act 3, but he's in the opposite end of Act 3. The fastest way to get there is to teleport. He has to go through this cutscene, has to teleport back, run and across the bridge in Act 2 to get to the Windwalker, and then take the Windwalker to Tinker's Tower, go through Ebon Keep and the sewer in order to get to the bottom of Gomi Tower. That is such a fucking long that's such a long way. He's in Act 3, and he's like, well, it's either that or go, like, forward through the Dark Forest. Which is also just no. Just no. I don't want to do that. So yeah, he throws himself back down the pit, back from whence he came, and has to do this. Oh my god, it's so much. It's such a... That's a horrible location for that particular drop, because you're just nowhere near where it's useful. Ugh. This seed has got jokes. Sliver making a save. He's come back to Act 2 as well. He's taking a little think by the river. I guess he's just taking a little bit of time for himself to say, okay, what do I want to do? All right, yay. Okay, this is Sliver has already fought the Megatar. He's coming up here. What? Okay. Bails on that idea. Is he going to do the pyramid first? Solar now coming to Act 3, yeah. He's taking this, I mean, it's just, is he headed south? He's doing the pyramid first. Okay, well, there's nothing there. There's nothing there for you. I know there's a lot more, there are 2 bosses to fight there. And there's a lot of gourds that you can crack open, but... I understand. There are 2 bosses in this area versus 1 back in the halls. I get it. Solar's made it to the dungeon and is now... is he gonna... go buy some alchemy ingredients? What is this? What's going on here? Is he getting armor? Is it just like, I have so much money? Oh, he needed to come to the shop to exchange money. Gotcha. So that he could then go buy alchemy ingredients to get more explosion. All right, Sliver, freeze the dog. Has already fought the mini-boss here. So actually, yeah, it's... this is the case of dealing with Rimsala first versus the Mad Monk. But he's skipping all the gourd checks and everything like that, so yeah, he's just zipping straight for the boss. Which I guess, yeah, this is a faster check than doing all 4 quadrants of the halls. Alright, Solar loads back up on explosions. Sliver walks in to the Rimsala fight. Alright, Solar, now fully stocked with explosions, is headed to the sewers to get to Gomi Tower. Alright, Rimsala goes down. And there's the Crusader Sword, Yippee Skippy. And so next, Sliver will be headed north to the halls to go to fight the Mad Monk and get his first Diamond Eye. Alright, Solar has made it through the sewers with his Night Basher. This is quite a sequence of things. If these 2 boss fights are not the gauge, another thing we may see Solar do is drop down. If he's looking for Levitate, he may drop down to get the skeleton key from the woman in the vents and then turn that in. Which would be so much wasted time. He'd be in the area and be looking for Levitate and go, well, there's an alchemist here. That's rough to think about. Alright, Solar's at the top of the tower to fight Sterling. There's a bunch of high-level explosions. Explosion at level 7. God, that's scary. Alright, and Sterling gives up. Goes, you know what? You win. I'm done here. Alright, the first quadrant done for Silver, whatever. Now to fight the Minotaur, little baby cowman. And the Minotaur goes down. So 2 more quadrants to go before picking up his first Diamond Eye. Solar gets firepower, not what he wanted, not Levitate. Looking at his VOD now, he is frustrated. He is smashing the B button, just trying to get through text. I don't know what Sliver's trying to do here. Just, like, walk in. He's trying to do something weird. He's trying to do some weird skip. Why? Just, like, what? Just walk in. What? Oh. Is he trying to check the gourds, too? I have no clue what this is. Oh, okay. Well, good thing. Wow, saved a lot of time there. doing that skip over the face on the ground. Worth it. Okay, that's quadrant 3 done for Sliver. Solar has gotten through the sewers in Ivor Tower, and we'll be fighting Mongola in just a second. Sliver casting Escape is still not reloaded on wings. Wings. The moonwalking pup up the stairs. Here he goes again. With his disco lights going on. He's so fancy. Alright, here comes Solar's fight with Mongola. And Sliver is almost to the Mad Monk and will be picking up his first Diamond Eye. And then can bail. Won't have to go through the walls to look for Levitate, because he has, like, he doesn't need any other alchemy spells. Alright, there is his first Diamond Eye. So he should be casting Escape to get out of here. And Mongola goes down for Solar. Yep. And Sliver's done. There goes the Queen. From the top rope. The people's elbow. The aristocracy's elbow. Alright, the Queen was made out of what? Or the King has... Here's this horn spear. Neat. Oh, I'm looking at Solar's VOD. He is not happy. Okay, I'm trying to remember, where was our second Diamond Eye that we found? There's the Mad Monk, and what else? Oh, Cult Terra. That was the other one. And then the third one is just somewhere else. Maybe, honestly, the third Diamond Eye may be locked behind Levitate. Solar is... running through Ivor Tower. So he did not deal with the... skeleton key. Oh, okay. Solar's going. Okay. I got a place to go check. He's gonna go talk to this alchemist. Sliver's come back to Act 1. And Solar's to deal with his... Oh, this is a cutscene that's still in here? Interesting. It's a pretty short cutscene. But I guess because the randomizers usually don't... the runners don't go through this area vanilla. That doesn't happen a lot. But it's weird that the Evil Queen respawned. Alright, Sliver is inside the volcano. Solar is on his way to Levitate right now. So there are two bosses here for Sliver to fight. All right, Solar. There's Levitate. Oh, man. There it is. You got it. All right, Sliver is now headed to the back of the volcano area. As an alchemist that he can talk to, probably not gonna go straight for the Viper Commander. Solar uses escape to get out of the forest. To climb the stairs and can cross the drawbridge. All right, here comes Sliver's fight with Viper Commander number 2. He stands no chance against my mighty explosion spells. Ah, Biscuit! Yay! All right, that's one boss fight down. So Solar, what are you going to do first? Are you going to go to the volcano, or are you going to do Tiny's hideout first? Volcano makes the most sense because there are two bosses here. There are 2 checks. But Tiny's hideout is very fast. It's a very fast check. You land south of the desert, jump over the bridge, go like 2 more screens, and then zip back and forth. Is that it? Yep, he's doing that first. Which could be it. That could totally be the gauge. Is a very out-of-the-way check from, like, the rest of the world, but it's a very fast check. If you're already flying, like, yeah, you just land, cross a couple of screens to the west. And then since you're not checking any gourds, since you're just going for the boss, very fast. All right, Sliver has made it all the way to the back of the volcano. So now we're going to find out, was this where you're supposed to take Levitate? Is this where the 3rd diamond eye is? We don't know. This could also be the neutron blade. Maybe Revealer, huh? Or maybe, like, one water, some water, like the Megatar fight. All right, here comes Sliver's fight with Magmar. trying to jump the gun and wait for him to spawn up. Solar doesn't have mud peppers. Solar's leaving. Does he not have mud peppers? Oh no. Oh no, because it's vanilla. There's the gauge! Okay, well, Sliver just needs to find... Or no, he doesn't have it equipped. That's what it was. He picked up Levitate, but didn't equip it. I didn't know what it was. And I can't tell if whether he has mud peppers or not. We'll see in a second if he heads to Blimps. No, he's good. Okay. Yeah, when he picked it up from the one-up alchemist, I guess he just, like, forgot to equip it. I'm pretty sure any alchemist you talk to that gives you an alchemy spell gives you the chance to equip and unequip spells as soon as you pick it up. So, I assume. So just a slight oversight on his part. Adds more time to this. Check. All right. So Sliver needs to go to Coloptera. That is all he has access to right now. Because Aquagoth and this tiny fight are blocked by having 2 diamond eyes, which is kind of nice. So he has a limited amount of stuff that he can do. So I'm pretty sure all he has boss fight wise is Coloptera. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So that means this could be the third diamond eye? Oh my god! Oh no! Oh man. Well. Alright, Sliver. This seed sucks. Sliver coming back to Act 1. Yeah, he's going to Coloptera right now. Solar needs to get to Act 1 as well to go into the volcano. And we'll have to go all the way to the back to fight Magmar. So, for a long time, as far as progression items picked up, Solar was in the lead. Just because he went backwards through the forest in Act 3 and got the Laser Lance and the Bronze Axe. But in doing that, has done a lot more checks than Sliver, and those checks have not been helpful. Sliver taking a second and going, wait a minute, do I have enough? What is he, what's going on? I want to know what this game, did he just go, oh wait, I need to buy some alchemy ingredients first? He's gonna go talk to Fire Eyes? I have no clue what this game plan is. Yeah. I guess he gets, I don't know what this is. I don't know why he's here. Oh, he has to have this conversation first in order to trigger the ability to go fight Coloptera. Right. And Solar is now sprinting up towards the volcano. Well, that's a time loss for Sliver. Getting almost to the back of the bug and then going, wait a minute, I gotta do this first. All right, Solar doesn't have to talk to the Alchemist, just has to go do the 2 boss fights. Really only has to do the 1, but he's gonna do the commander fight as well. All right, now it's a race. I mean, it was already, but Sliver is on his way. He's got to enter the head of the bug, which will send him to the bottom of the bug, and then he has to run back up north and go through the bug. Solar has a lot more to do, because he's got to run through all of the back rooms of the volcano to fight the Viper Commander. We'll realize that's not it, and then we'll go fight Magmar, get the gauge, but then still has the whole end of Act 1 cutscene to wind up at the beginning of Act 2 at Crustacea. So I think this will put Sliver in the lead just because it's just so much for Solar to do. It's a lot of ground to run through. It's a lot of rooms to run through. He's got 2 bosses to fight. And then he also has a long cutscene to wade through. Whereas Sliver has just a couple more rooms to run through in order to get to Coloptera, and then just has to nuke him down. Alright, biscuit! Yay! That biscuit's so worth it! Alright, Sliver has come in to start his fight against Coloptera. Solar escapes out and goes back in. Gotta run all the way to the back to fight Magmar. Alright, here comes the multicast of explosions. And Coloptera survives with like 100 health. There, that is some overkill right there. Because I think Coloptera has 6,000 health. Something like that. So he probably could have only cast once. Knowing the vanilla statistics, they're like logic things that I don't understand about the that I haven't really parsed about the randomizer yet, but I remember numbers. Numbers stick in my head. All right, there's Diamond Eye number 2, and Sliver is in go mode. Just has to go back to Tinker's and then get up to Omnitopia. Solar, waiting for Magmar to come out of his hot tub. Boom. Down it goes. And this should be the gauge. I mean, there's nothing else to do in the game. It's literally like... I can't think of another boss that he hasn't done. I think this is the last location. Yep, there it is. Oh! And now he has to sit through this cutscene. So... yeah, just a really gross location for levitate to lead to the gauge. Like, well, that's what I mean. That's how the game. That's how it goes when glitches are not allowed. Otherwise, people would have just run in, would have skipped through that rock, and gone into the volcano much earlier. But having to run around and talk to all of these alchemists to try and find the one person that's going to give you levitate. All right. Speaking of levitate, Sliver has been levitated to space. And, I think with the energy core already being found, I'm trying to remember. I think he still has to go turn it in to the professor, or no? If he already has it, with the Saturn skip, I think Saturn skip is different than doing sequence breaking. So should just be able to go and... I think can Saturn skip here, but can't Saturn skip into the boss fight itself. Has to go and turn in the energy core. I don't know. We'll see in just a second. Solar in go mode as well, landing to go talk to Tinker. Sliver coming here to exchange money and buy up a bunch of cryoblasts. Other thing is, since Solar's done a lot more checks, it's a much higher level. Not a big deal. Also, you know, Explosion just does so much damage as it is. So I'm going to see here if he... yeah, it's just, so yeah, I think that's part of the sequence break, is if you can sequence break, then you can use the Saturn skip to go to the boss room. But if not, you have to go back down into the basement, into the sewers, and go to the device, the warp pad with the energy core. And man, yeah, they're right next to each other as far as timing, but with this being a short boss rush, this is going to go very quickly. Sliver teleports to the center of the area and drops in to fight Metal Magmar. Solar gets the skip to go buy up bazooka ammo himself. So here comes the multicast from Black Sliver. All of these explosions. Good damage there. About halfway through Magmar's health. A little bit more. A couple more casts, yeah. I think Vanilla has 25,000 health, and so with the short boss rush, they have half health, so 12,500 is the number to hit. And yep, there goes Metal Magmar. And now to fight Carltron. Going ahead and energizing and sitting back behind him. And this guy will have, same thing, I think his Vanilla... what? I know numbers. Vanilla has 30,000 hit points, so with the short boss rush, has half that at 15,000, so... but dealing good damage with that bazooka, and the dog is getting in on the action as well, so yeah, this is Sliver's got this in the bag unless something goes catastrophically wrong. And Solar is on his way down now to the teleporter. There it is. And Sliver is done with a time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, 10 seconds. GG, Sliver. Solar, we will watch him do his boss rush as well. He'll be done in just a couple of minutes. What a fucking horrible location for... Well, not only that, not just a bad location for levitate, but that it was required. That you needed to levitate in order to get into the volcano to get the gauge. Just... Man. And then also having Solar finding Night Basher on Aquagoth and going, oh, well, if I want to make that check, I'm like nowhere near anyway to get to the Windwalker, like to get there. It's like I can't think of a location further away to pick up that Night Basher to make it like useful to try and get back to the end of Act 3. Oh, Solar blasting himself all the way back up. He's way out of range now. Already taken down Metal Magmar, and so now he's just sitting there firing away with Energizer on. Cryoblast after Cryoblast into the back of Carltron, and he should be wrapping up in just a few more seconds here. If Carltron would stop leaping over the shots, and there it is. Solar is done with his run as well, with a time of 1 hour, 36 minutes, 37 seconds. GG's, Solar. Huh. Ah! Yeah. I mean, efficiently running through everything as they got him open. Solar just getting access to a lot of stuff earlier. Sliver could have gotten horribly punished if Bronze Axe or, like... I mean, obviously, what was Mad Monk, which is, you don't need the Bronze Spear or higher to get to him. But, if Megatar had something, if anything, if Rimsala had something. The other thing is also with the way that the checks were pooled, most of them being on bosses. You know, going through and checking all the gourds in the pyramid, you're not going to get anything helpful there as far as key items. So... yeah, it was just, the settings really made things difficult as well, that you were just, like, gunning for bosses. Solar, you know, and he's got his videos done, his VOD is done. You know, Solar running around and, you know, skipping over all the gourds also saved a lot of time. Didn't have as many alchemy ingredients, but at the same time, like, once you find Explosion, you know, ethanol and ash is pretty easy to find. There are a lot of people that sell ethanol throughout different acts, and then ash, of course, is just all over the place. Yeah. Well, there you go. There you have it. Really, really garbage location for Levitate leading to the gauge. Just wow. Okay, that is it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me yap. If you want to check out either Black Sliver or solarcell, I've got links to their stuff down below in the description of the video, their YouTube channels and or Twitch channels, so go and follow them as well. Give them some support. Thank you to both of them as well for letting me use their VODs in order to do this commentary. Thank you so much. If you want to play the Evermizer yourself, there is a link in the description of the video to take you to the website where you can get the program to do it, and you can generate seeds and run through some stuff yourself. If you want to join the Evermizer community, there's a link to that Discord in the description, and you can come and run the weekly seed yourself, or if you just have some questions about strategy and speedrunning tactics and everything like that, there's a lot of knowledgeable people in that community as well. That should be it. Thank you so much once again for tuning in and listening, and that's it. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.